Officers, you were a chief of police. Did you ever dream of being an astronaut, maybe?
Actually, I dreamed of being a fighter pilot. My father was an engineer. He worked on a lot of the space programs, artifacts, when he worked for North American Aviation. So I was involved in science and technology from the time I was a child. So this is huge to me.
Did your heart skip a beat when it went by?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was great.
Now, thousands of people were watching live coverage. Thousands of people have taken to the streets all over Southern California, all over California. It's just awe.
Well, we want to tell them they'll have an opportunity to come and see it when it stops at the Forum on the 13th at around 8 a.m. where we'll have it there for a half an hour. So there's going to be another opportunity to see it up close and personal, and we hope people will join us.
And it's going to make its way through the streets of Inglewood, too, on the way to the Science Center.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny, the shuttle traveled about 17,000 miles an hour, 5 miles a second, but for its last journey of 12 miles, it's going to take over 2 days. I think that's very ironic.
Only in Inglewood and Los Angeles,
exactly,
right?
Only.
Only in Southern California could the shuttle get stuck in traffic. Mayor James Butts, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Gigi, thank you so much.
We'll send it back to you.
And Bob, you have a good viewpoint of this as the landing gear is down and locked, the flaps are down, and she is on her final approach.
This is the final approach now. We see it coming from the east. It will be landing here on runway 25 right on the south side of LAX. You're watching the final moments of the shuttle Endeavour as it makes its final flight and comes home here to Los Angeles. I had asked some of the folks throughout the morning here, the curators of the Science Museum, some of the astronauts, what should we think about? And beyond the fact that it has flown 123 million miles, 299 space missions, they say, think about all of the people who have worked on this. The astronauts, they say, they're all people who look like someone like you. In fact, I believe the first female black astronaut was on the Endeavour. And also think about all of the people who had their hand in assembling this. As you see, the Endeavour making its final approach there, yet a very slow and picture-perfect landing that we're watching here at LAX, slowly touching down.
And there it is.
Endeavour is home. Welcome to LA.
Gigi, you're standing by with yet another one of the astronauts who is there.
Astronaut Garrett Reisman. Reisman, tell me what you're feeling right now as it makes its final approach.
I see she's touched down and she's coasting to a stop, and it's beautiful to see, but it's also sad in a way because this is a machine that was meant to move. It's meant to fly, and this is the last time she'll be moving.
Did I just hear your voice break?
A little bit, but I'm holding it together. I got dry eyes, unlike some of the other guys over here that are bawling like babies.
Now, I talked to the pilot that was on that first flight, STS-49. He said a piece of his heart is on Endeavour from 1992. A piece of your heart's on that shuttle, too?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I mean, when you launch into space on a vehicle like that, you can't help but become attached to it and endow it with kind of human qualities. And so...
How would you describe her? You know June Lockhart of Lost in Space?
Yeah, sorry.
She described Endeavour as being sexy and romantic. How do you describe her?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Sexy and romantic might be one way to describe it, but there's definitely fond feelings, really fond feelings, because she took me up to space and I got home safely. So I owe her a lot.
That's what the other astronauts have told me too. What's going through your mind as she makes that final approach here?
I'm still waiting to see her come from around the corner, but it's just nice to see her coming home to LA, and here in my new home, in my backyard as well, and so many people here in Los Angeles will get a chance to really appreciate her.
Now we're going to be able to see her up close and personal. She's got some war wounds, doesn't she, from the re-entry?
Oh, she does. She's got some dings and dents. She's got a lot of miles on her, and some of them show, but she still is good to go. I mean, she really could. You could fuel her up, do a little maintenance, and she'd be ready to launch again.
Okay, everybody, there's sort of a moment of silence. Everybody's been so talkative, and now everyone is holding a moment of silence as she makes her approach here to LAX, runway 25.
She's just smoothly gliding in. And just appearing now from around the corner, we could see her over the heads of all the assembled guests, and It's majestic. It's absolutely majestic.
What do you say at the end of a mission? Because this is the end of mission 26.
That's right. You just congratulate each other. There's no magic words, but you do say your final call that you report to Mission Control is Endeavour, Houston, wheel stop. So this is wheel stop for Endeavour for the last time.
So make that final call for us now. It wouldn't be to Houston, it would be to California, it'd be to Los Angeles. Make that final call, astronaut Garrett Reisman.
All right, that would be Los Angeles, Endeavour, wheel stop.
Welcome to Los Angeles, Endeavour. This is your new home, and we already love you.
We do.
Wow. Beautiful
You're emotional,
shot.
I can tell.
Oh, maybe a little. Maybe a little.
I can hear your voice cracking. I've been talking to you all day.
Well, it is really just a poignant moment, and she's right in front of us now. You're face to face with it. There is definite emotion, but we're also, it's not really sadness. It's the sadness, but it's also optimism for the future. We have a really bright future, and this is the end of one era, but it's also the beginning of another, and another that's being made right here in Southern California. I'm now here working at a company called SpaceX, and we're building our own rocket, the Falcon 9, and our spacecraft, the Dragon. That's going to do what Endeavour did, and it's going to take Americans back into space on an American rocket.
And here she makes her final approach right in front of hangar, and from our view, it almost looks like she's a
Okay, we have a little bit of a breakup, and of course, there we have another shot of her as we're about to have wheel stop for Endeavour in Los Angeles. And fun to hear Gigi with the astronaut. She was bound and determined to get him to cry.
She was bound to get him to cry, exactly. I'll tell you, but and with that music, with Aaron Copland's fanfare for the common man playing in the background.
And the American flag and the waving out of the cockpit. I mean,
we wonder
really.
who's waving, too, because obviously the pilot is still at the controls, so I guess the co-pilot got the job to hold the flag.
There's the final approach now as it comes into the hangar area, the orchestra playing, fans waving, taking photographs, red, white, and blue blowing in the breeze, California flag as well. A glorious day for all of us here in Los Angeles, a glorious day for aviation history as well, and all the thousands of people who were involved in the shuttle program and in the space program nationwide. David, your thoughts as you watch this?
Well, it is the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. You want to resist the temptation to think that this is the end, and I think our best days are before us. We're going to build new vehicles. We're going to go new places. The nation will use this as a means to bring up another generation of students and engineers, scientists. So it's going to be a good day going forward.
Jerry?
And there the wheels have finally stopped.
Now we have wheel stop, and we have Gigi again. Gigi?
Let me get Jerry's thoughts before we go to Gigi. Jerry? Jerry, go ahead.
The final call, astronaut Garrett Reisman made it for us. And that's in Los Angeles, Endeavour.
Wheel stop.
It's here.
She's here. She's here. She's here to stay.
Describe her to me.
Well, she's just towering above us here. I mean, on top of the 747, she's up awfully high. And the other thing you see, she's positioned with her nose pointed up at an angle of attack, so the nose is pointed up into the air, and she still looks to me like she could just leap off of there and go flying.
And you would like nothing more than that to be aboard, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I'd love to ride her one more time.
Now, the scars that we see on her, those are, I've been calling them re-entry wounds.
Yeah, that's a good description. The heat of re-entry does leave, I mean, it's thousands of degrees Fahrenheit, so it does take a toll. There's wear and tear. She gets a good wash after each flight, but over time it does build up. A lot of the tiles you see and a lot of the other thermal protection system is replaced from flight to flight, but she still has her little dings and dents and discolorations.
But she's a beauty.
She's a beauty. She's gorgeous.
Now, we were were talking about earlier about the trip she's going to make through the streets of Inglewood and Los Angeles to get to her final home at the California Science Center. That will happen mid-October. No helicopter was big enough to be able to carry her.
Oh no, she's too big for that.
She's too big of a girl.
Yeah, so she's gonna have to drive through and deal with Los Angeles traffic just like the rest of us.
Mayor James Butts of Inglewood was just saying she's traveled 1,000,000 miles an hour almost, and now she's going to travel very, very slowly.
That's right. That's right. It's going to be a slow, but it's going to be a very proud procession from here to the Science Center, and I'm looking forward to participating in that as well. It's going to be another great day for Los Angeles.
And right now, what we're seeing here at the airport is everybody whipping out their cell phones and taking a picture with Endeavour in the background. And I saw astronaut Garrett Reisman take out his cell phone, and you took a picture.
Sure. I mean, that's what you got to do, and it's something I could send out and text out to my friends and family as well.
Very emotional. Okay. Thank you very much for narrating her arrival here for us.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Los Angeles, Endeavour has landed, and Houston, we have no problems. She is home safe and sound, where she will spend the rest of her life being admired by children, by adults, a lot of adults, and all those children who dream of one day going up in space.
Thank you, Gigi. Thanks, Gigi, for that. You can hear the song. Let's listen in. Let's play let the ceremonies play out without any of us talking. Let's just take the moment in.
Introducing the new 2013